Welcome to the Royal Road School of Carmelite Prayer. We are currently listening to a talk entitled Act of Faith Recollection by Father Marie-Laurent, a Carmelite friar in France. And he is talking to us today about how do I live out these acts of faith daily in my life. And he's going to give us 4 examples of Teresian virtues in order to live out these acts of faith. So first of all, the first virtue, Teresian virtue, is continuous prayer. Practicing the continuous presence of God is really the foundation for living a life of faith. I turn towards Jesus, the source of all grace, during the day. I practice this exercise of faith. Number 2 is humility. Humility is the springboard for this exercise of faith, turning towards Jesus during the day. So humility is to walk in truth. The truth is that we are children of God. I need to realize the difference between God and myself. If I really grasp this difference, I will have my eyes turned towards Him all day long. But we act like we are God. We need to give Him all of our burdens. He will help us with them. We only have to ask. He wants to carry them for us. His burden is light. Sometimes it can seem heavy. Lord, if we feel a burden is heavy, it is because we haven't given it to you to carry. So an example would be one of Teresa of Calcutta's nuns was complaining to her about having to teach the catechism to children. Teresa asked her, well, let me ask you, who was in front, Jesus or Simon of Cyrene, when Jesus was carrying the cross? We have just a little to carry behind Jesus, and only for a short while. It's not up to us to worry about the direction or how a problematic situation will work out, but only to welcome the cross. Number 3, detachment. With each act of faith, Jesus comes in and transforms me. I recognize a problem, an act of detachment. I detach from myself when I ask the Lord to set me free from it. I must accept the idea that I am going to deprive myself of something that I'm doing. He wants to put something in the place of my behavior, and I must let Him do just that. When I make an act of faith, Jesus comes to transform my will and my heart. I believe He will do it. Whenever we have doubts or faith challenges, the right prescription is to make an act of faith. For example, let's say you have doubts about the virginity of the Blessed Mother, okay? If I'm having a problem believing that the Virgin Mary is really a virgin, I can make an act of faith. That's the universal solution for all problems. Lord, I just don't understand, but I believe. I can repeat that 50 times a day or whenever the idea crosses my mind. Do it for 2 weeks, and my lack of faith, my doubt, will disappear. When Jesus enters, He sees all of the obstacles to belief that I have, and He heals them little by little. Repeating this act of faith many times daily actually heals my intelligence by taking away the obstacles that keep me from Him. He perfects my intelligence. I can ask for insights into the mystery. In other words, ask Him to shine little spotlights in different places to allow me to understand. An example would be, I have a very bad habit, let's say watching TV at night. This is a choice, but it's a struggle between the old man who watches TV every night and the new man that I'm becoming. I must start out by accepting the idea of not watching TV every night. I am not able to stop watching TV every night. I am hooked. I am incapable. I make an act of faith, giving Christ's access to my liberty. Lord, set me free from this television, please. I can see the problem, and I'm willing to have my will, my heart, transformed by Christ so that I can be free. Number 4, brotherly love. I make an act of faith, recollection, and God comes with grace. The grace received in prayer must be then transmitted as charity in service to others. It's brotherly love, the second commandment. It's a fresh product. It must be consumed now. It cannot be saved, or it goes bad like manna in the desert. It's like a cistern of fresh water. I must open the lower faucet to share the grace and make an act of charity. I begin to turn in circles when I hoard the grace from prayer. I must open the lower faucet to share the grace or brotherly love, charity. An example would be like Teresa knew that her sisters really hated to go upstairs at night in the dark after prayer, so she would race out to the stairs to light their way with a lantern. Another example is that she would fold her nuns' cloaks without telling them or saying anything. Another example is that you can smile, or you can make a gesture of kindness to someone to whom you are indifferent or someone you just simply don't like. When I'm lost in life and just can't seem to find my way, the answer is always to render service to someone else or to make an act of charity. Try it in small, tiny things. Don't miss an opportunity to demonstrate brotherly love by making an act of charity. Amen. So there are some very concrete examples of things that we can put into our lives on a daily basis. I really picked up on what he was saying, that the universal solution is making an act of faith. Lord, I don't understand, but I believe that you can help me. I hope this was a blessing for you, and amen.